All right, man. Everybody got really excited when the Lakers beat the Jazz in overtime.
Oh, stop it.
In overtime.
Yeah, and LeBron dropped 37, 5, and 6 and hit the game winner. And everyone's like, oh, LeBron's afraid to go to the basket because he doesn't want to get fouled. And in the last minute of overtime, he hit 2 free throws, then hit the game-winning layup. He also scored 9 points in overtime at age 38 in year 20 coming off an injury. Go ahead.
All right, getting excited about that is a little like getting excited about Tiger going for par.
Okay.
But
anyone that knows anything about golf knows Tiger, even 25 years into his career, has a little nerves on the first hole of majors and often bogeys the first hole, puts himself in a hole, sprays that first drive to the right. Everybody that knows anything knows that. So a par at 1 at Augusta National in 2023 is a good thing. But go ahead.
But the Lakers lost to the Clippers last night.
Yeah.
Despite LeBron and Anthony Davis playing.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. So the Lakers are in the play-in as of today.
Yeah.
That could change. Afterwards, LeBron basically admitted that they had no chance of beating the Clippers back-to-back.
Okay.
He called this game a scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
What a winning attitude.
Okay, stop. You know what? This is no way for our professional relationship to, I shouldn't say end, but pause. With a total, you are being set up. You are being set up for failure by our charlatan producers. So let me.
LeBron set himself up for failure when he said he can't beat the Clippers back to back.
There are such a things in the NBA as a schedule loss. So a schedule loss is when one team is at a massive rest advantage. So the Lakers, the night before last, were in Utah, and then they come to LA for the game. The Clippers just had their longest break of the season, not including the All-Star break. They had not played since April 1st, which is why the Lakers simply should not have played LeBron or Anthony Davis last night. Because, yes, the Lakers they won last night. Everyone says, here's what people were getting wrong. If the Lakers went undefeated the rest of the way, beat the Clippers, beat the Suns, beat the Jazz, everyone's like, oh, they control their destiny for the 6th seed, and now they're the 7th seed. But that is not accurate. If the Lakers had gone 3-0 and beaten the Clippers, the Suns, and the Jazz, they would not be the 6th seed. They would be the 5 seed.
Okay.
And you don't want to be the 5 seed. You don't want to play Phoenix when they're their healthiest right now. That would be I believe you would rather be in the play-in and have to play a do or die game, one extra game, and be the 7 seed and playing either Sacramento or Memphis in round 1, assuming you win the play-in game, then be the 5 seed. Tigers approach on 2 about, I'm going to call it, it's rolling. I'm going to call it about 36 feet from the hole. He's going to have a tough 2-putt for par on a par 5. Not ideal. You don't want to be the 5. So the reason I encouraged the Lakers to sit their guys last night, take the loss, let the Clippers get almost lock up the 5 seed, assuming they don't lose both of their remaining games, and you are going to be the 6 if you go 2-0 and the Warriors lose to the Kings, or you're going to be the 7 if you go 2-0, maybe even 1-1, and the Warriors beat the Kings. That's fine.
They didn't do that, though.
They didn't do that. They played their guys. And here is what is maybe what I should have led with and the most notable part of this entire game last night. And I can already hear the producers laughing from Los Angeles when I say this and you rolling your eyes, but I know I'm right. The Lakers have never been scarier than they are this very moment. Oh, why am I saying that? Folks, Victor's shaking his head. Hey, Victor, you're in Los Angeles in April. Take your skull cap off. You look like a dope. Here's why the Lakers have never been scarier. Last night, in the first half, LeBron played, I believe, the worst half of basketball I've maybe ever seen him play. He had 4 turnovers. He was 1 of 6 from the field. Russell Westbrook was taunting him. More on Russ in a moment. And he had 3 points. He finished the game. Well, forget how he finished the game. in the second half of that game, where Kawhi played every single minute on a back-to-back were the Lakers. Exhausted was LeBron coming off an injury. In the second half, he had 30 points on 12 of 14 shooting. And it was, for the entire league, a shot across the bow of, even in year 20, even at 38, even on tired legs, I can still get to a level that only 3 other guys in the whole league can get to. Giannis, Steph, and Durant. That's it. Those 3 and LeBron. If there was ever a time for LeBron in that second half yesterday to make sure he kept his double-digit streak alive, which is over 1,100 games, get to his 10 points, and rest for the night, that was the night. Instead, I think in part because Russ wouldn't stop talking trash, pointing at him after every made basket, doing all the Russ things he was doing, I think LeBron wanted to see if they could execute a 24-point comeback. And they did, by the way, get it to 7 a couple times, but they didn't have it. But they also didn't need, I would argue, want to win that game. You don't want to be the 5 seed. Now, if you really don't want to win, you should have rested your guys. I think that was a mistake by Darvin Ham. Now, I want to talk about Russ for a moment.
Russ cooking them up.
Russell Westbrook finished the game 6 of 12 from the field, 14 points, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. Russell Westbrook in the first 2 minutes of that game was 3 of 3, 8 points, 1 assist, 0 turnovers. In the final 46 minutes of that game, Russ looked like Lakers Russ. He was 3 of 9 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, 0 of 1 from the foul line, as many assists as turnovers, 3 to 3, and had 6 points. I am conflicted on how I feel about Russ's performance last night. Because I like Russ as an all-time great because he is an all-time great. And I understand his anger that he feels LeBron at the end wanted him gone. I understand that. But the reason LeBron wanted him gone was because Russ refused to acknowledge his strengths and his limitations, leaned into his limitations, ignored his strengths, would not commit himself defensively, would not find a way this offseason to see if he could become even a passable shooter. And it is the stubbornness that led to him last night being great early is the exact same stubbornness that has made him who he is, but it is also the stubbornness as to why he has not been able to age gracefully into a role player. And listen, his energy, the Clippers were up 15-2 immediately. That was because of Russ's energy. The rest of the way, it was a dead even game. And so they won the game in the first 3 minutes. That was because of Russ. But the lack of, in my opinion, self-awareness that you're not gone from the Lakers because you and LeBron went out to dinner together and you offended him and he turned on you. You're gone from the Lakers because you had a season and a half to show you could be a part of winning basketball in that role. Tiger saves par, not a disaster on par 5. Second hole. You could show you could be a part of winning basketball, and you couldn't show it.
Yeah, it's a job.
It's a job, and you have to understand your role. And here's the other part that I would think would be noteworthy for us. The Lakers were shopping you all year, man. All year. No one wanted you in the league unless the Lakers would include first-round picks. Nobody. Then the team you got traded to immediately paid you to go away. And then the Clippers picked you up. And listen, he's actually, since Paul George has been out, he had one great game with no Kawhi when he got to be, the old Russ where I'm going to do everything. But if you watched the game last night, after that opening stretch, all the old Russ limitations were there. The spacing limitations were there. The defensive limitations were there. And he just doesn't have, in my opinion, the self-awareness that he needs. And I think he is going to, if they do play the Suns in round one, going to take it like a personal battle with him and Chris Paul and him and Kevin Durant. And I think it will be bad for the Clippers. Because he is, yeah, because he's not that level of player anymore. And he doesn't anymore. The energy and athleticism he was exhibiting to open that game was remarkable. He's too old to be able to keep that level up throughout. As soon as we got to the first TV timeout, he was done caring about defense. He was done doing any of the things that they need him to do for that team to be long-term successful. So no, I'm sure that was a great moment for him, but if I am the Lakers, given how I saw LeBron played, given the fact that I don't want the 5 seed, and given the fact that because of what's happened with the Grizzlies and the Kings are still alive for the 2. I think they want the 2. And the Kings, I believe, we'll see, are going to play their guys Friday night. If the Kings play their guys Friday night, I believe they beat the Warriors. Then the question is, can the Lakers go 2-0, beating the Suns and the Jazz? The Jazz is game 82. The Jazz will have been eliminated. The Lakers will win that game. The Suns, now this is where the schedule evens out, the Suns will be on a back-to-back. The Suns play tonight against Denver. If the Suns play their guys tonight, I do not think they're playing Kevin Durant on a back-to-back on Friday. I think the Lakers win Friday, the Warriors lose Friday, and then the Lakers win Sunday, and the Lakers are the 6th seed, playing either the Grizzlies or the Kings. We'll see how that matchup ends up being, and the Warriors fall to the play-in. But even if the Lakers fall to the play-in, I would rather be there than playing this fully functional Suns team that right now looks terrifying.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.